the Fobbits always tune in. Also, everybody that tuned in for, you know, the stream. My God, my brain. I just, holy shit. Always appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday, this weekend, hanging out with Lily. We will have more IRL streams in China. Hopefully everybody's excited for that. Brand new country, Kuro Fest as well, which I think we might be going for 2 days, or you know, maybe just 1 day. We'll see. But yeah, always appreciate all the Fobbits that come out for like the non-usual content. I do like hitting up. You know, it might not be a variety of games, but we get a variety of different streams, you know, from game streams to IRL streams. So, I will say, during China, you guys might be getting double banger streams every day. What I mean by that is you'll probably get Gacha Slop during the normal stream time, and then for Fobbits who are awake for the later night, we'll probably get mostly for Asia and early EU frogs. You'll get the IRL streams in China. If you're NA frogs, unfortunately, you're probably gonna have to watch the VODs, because IRL streams in China probably won't start till around this time, which is, yeah, it's getting later. So as long as they're at normal human EU hours, I'm fine. Yeah, so China IRL streams will probably be around this time. I'll be waking up every day at 6 a.m. to stream for you guys for like the normal gacha stuff. But also, this might all change. I don't fucking know, right? The IRL backpack might not work at all in China. If it doesn't, I'm fucked. I don't know what I'm gonna do. So, but everybody at IRL backpack says it works fine. So that's the issue. It's not something I could test. I can't just quickly fly over and teleport to China, feeling like instant transmission, and then test it real quick and come back. So, hopefully it all works fine. Yeah. Will you be an IRL streamer after you retire from gacha? Well, I don't really want to retire from gacha, but I do love IRL streaming. Did you ever get CCC certified power banks? Apparently, as long as I don't fly domestically in China, it should be fine. All right, here we go. What kind of deranged shit is Shion doing today?
あれれみーちゃんもなんだか寝不足な感じだよ。
寝たの3時くらいだからね。眠い。
I remember all of this.
3時？おいおい、夜更かしにも限度ってもんがあるぞ。大方、漫画の単行本が面白くなっちゃって、一巻から読破してしまったんだろう。俺にも経験があるぞ。
We should be seeing the death of Rika and Satoko soon.
あれひょっとして村長さんのこと？まだ見つかってないの？
I think this is the day. I went to the Furude Shrine to join the youth group in the search for the mayor. Since I knew there was no way he would be found, it was really boring for me. Well, just enduring sleepiness wasn't that bad. Not if you considered what Kimiyoshi had to go through since last night. He had been hanging from the ceiling and couldn't even fall asleep or sit down, since he had to stay on tippy toes the whole time. Well, that's probably how the mayor died. The teacher explained to us that the mayor had gone missing and asked us if we knew anything. A couple of people said some things, but they were irrelevant. To me, this issue meant nothing, but it was all my classmates were talking about. Hold up, chat. One second. Hang on. What the fuck? Trying to find something real quick. Where is it? Maybe it was just here. Well, I can't find it. All right. Okay. Here we go. I observed Keiichi Maibara. I had no idea if any type of danger was drawing close to him. Maybe I'd call him again tonight pretending to be Shion. I told him some outrageous stuff last night, so he panicked. But I was sure he'd calm down after a day. At that time, I heard a little girl's laughter. Uh-oh. It was Rika Furude, the last survivor of the Furude family and their current head. However, she wasn't really treated as one. During the family council, she'd often draw pictures or take naps in the hag's bed. She wasn't even invited to the last night's meeting. It was hard to believe such a little girl was responsible for part of the curse system. However, even though she wasn't in a respected position as the head of the Furude family, there were plenty of old people who worshipped her as the reincarnation of Oya Shiro-sama. I'd heard from someone that Rika Furude was rather odd, and seemed to behave as if she knew she was that reincarnation. Maybe Takano-san had told me that at the library when she was alive. When Rika Furude became worried about something, the elderly people who worshipped her would make arrangements. It was very similar to the Sonozaki family, and it was also the same system as used for the curse. I wonder, does Rika Furude know anything about the deaths of Takano-san and Tomitaka-san? What does she think of people sneaking into a ritual storehouse? Does she know who snuck in and what happened to those people? As the one managing the storehouse, it was possible that she noticed the intruders first. In fact, she was the only one who could have noticed it. She must have passed on that information, which was why the curse was executed. That foolish Keiichi turned the light on and when we went into the ritual storehouse. That light switch could have been connected to some kind of alarm. Rika Furude, the leader of the Furude family. Maybe getting to know her would be a good idea.
Furude家当主として今回の件はどこまで知ってるの？
Uh-oh. I asked her rather directly. This is where we catch Rika feeling like, or no, I think she was like beat up a little, no? Or like pushed to the ground. It was hard to tell if she understood I was asking her in a place of the Sonozaki family head, instead of as Mio and Sonozaki.
富武たちのことですか？
Rika answered. The news hadn't been made public, yet she knew about it. Although she looked immature, perhaps she truly was the head of the Furude family.
お社様のたたりなのですよ。
そんなのは分かってるよ。ならまだ終わってないよね。あと2人残っている。その2人はどうなるか聞いてる？
I tried to be vague to see how Rika Furude would react. I had been thinking that she had nothing to do with the underside of Hinamizawa, since she was always treated like a child. However, Rika just said things about the incident which normal people shouldn't know anything about. That proves she belonged to the underside's network.
別にどうでもいいと思いますですよ。
She answered a question about Tomitaka-san and Takano-san fairly quickly, but took a little longer to answer this time. Did she have to think about it? Shit, the look on her face never changes. It's impossible to figure out what she's thinking.
どうでもいいってことはないでしょ。それじゃあけじめにならないのは分かってる？
僕はちゃんと反省したならそれでいいと思いますです。
Her response was unexpected, especially after seeing all the old people get so furious last night. To trespass in the ritual storehouse was blasphemy against Oyashiro-sama. The village elders had said those intruders deserved to die. Yet the leaders of the Furude family, who protected the sacred storehouse for ritual implements, said that if they felt remorse for it, then that was fine. I recalled how people thought of Rika Furude's father during the dam conflict. Yes, her father was called an opportunist back then. He didn't agree with the Onigafuchi guardians who had resisted violently during the conflict. Like father, like daughter. Oh. I aggressively grabbed Rika Furude by the collar.
はあ？何をひよったことを言ってんだか。フルデ家は先代もあんたもつくづく甘ったるいね。
Nah, she'll needs to go.
あんたたちフルデ家が西宮殿がいかに神聖で不可侵な聖域か一番理解してなくちゃならないんだよ。そのフルデ家の仮にも当主が何を甘ったるいことを言ってるわけ。
Watch Rika call her out. I laughed at myself. I was told the same thing by someone else and was now saying it to Rika.
西宮殿を犯した罪がどれほどの大罪か理解してないわけじゃないんでしょ。
西宮殿は お社様の大切な場所なのです。勝手に入ったりとかしちゃダメなとこなのです。
わかってるじゃない。そこに汚れを持ち込んだんだよ、あの4人は。
悪い猫さんなのです。
Oh shit, here we go with the fucking cats. She don't sound like this.
そうだね、悪い猫だ。
Oh, never mind.
2匹は捕まえてお仕置きした。あと2匹いる。
にゃ
どうけじめをつけるべきだろうね。フルデ家当主のご意見を聞かせてよ。
Rika really didn't usually wear any expression whatsoever, making it impossible to tell what she was thinking. While I grabbed her by the collar and stared at her, I could tell somehow. Rika was a little disturbed. I sensed she was trying to see what I was thinking in turn.
僕は2匹の猫さんは許してあげたいです。
それでけじめになると思ってんの？
けじめって言葉が僕にはよくわからないです。
ああ、いい質問だね。じゃあお勉強しよう。けじめってのはね、罪をあがなうってことなの。罪は残せない。お社様のお怒りを放置することになるんだからね。だから罪の大きさに比例したけじめで罪を清めなければならないの。わかるよね？
お社様は別に西宮殿を見られても怒らないのですよ。
はあ？あんた何言ってんの？
あの中を見ちゃダメなのは、あの中に怖い道具がいっぱいあるからなのです。見るときっと怖がる人もいると思いますのです。だから誰にも見せないようにしてあるのですよ。見た人もきっと怖かったと思います。だから反省してると思いますのです。
反省してるから許されるって。あんたが決めることじゃないでしょ。それはお社様が決めること。
僕はお社様の巫女ですよ。
そんなことは知ってるよ。じゃあ何さ、あんたはお社様に怒ってませんよって直接声を聞いて確認したとでも言うわけ。
Rika nodded yes without hesitation. Oh shit! I can't believe the lie she's coming up with. I'm not surprised. I'm shocked.
あんたらフルデ家がそんなざまだから、あんたの両親は一昨年のたたりで死んじゃったんだよ。
Whoa!
お社様に仕える資格がないとお怒りを受けてね。それであんたの父親をたたり殺したんだよ。
お社様はそんなことしないのです。お父様はお社様のたたりで死んだんじゃないのです。
こんなのが最後のフルデ家の巫女だとはね。お社様が心を安らかにできないのがよくわかるよ。お社様をお祭りするフルデ家の人間でありながら嘆かわしい。
ミーが何を怒っているのか僕にはよくわからないのですよ。
I realized she was in a position to know as much as the other two family heads. As proof, she talked about this year's incident as though it was nothing, as she could feign ignorance with a serious face. She sure is something. She's even better than me. Oh my god. I slapped her a few times and pushed her to the floor. Rika, having tumbled downward, looked up at me with tears in her eyes. This fucking... Nah. I really hope Mion breaks out and kills Shion.
そもそもあんたが西宮殿の鍵が重いから簡単なものに付け替えたいって言い出したのが事の発端なんだよね。
そうですよ。硬くて僕では大変だったので君吉に相談して簡単な鍵に付け替えてもらったのです。
あんたがその程度の手間を惜しまず頑丈な世情をそのまま残していたなら西宮殿への侵入を許さなかったかもしれない。今回の一件はあんたにも責任の一端があるんだからね。それを忘れない方がいいよ。もちろんあんたと一緒に鍵を付け替えた君吉家当主にも責任があるんだけどね。
That last part was something I added on a whim. I added it to connect Rika's story to the disappearance of Kimiyoshi. I wanted to pressure her psychologically by doing
君
so.
吉家当主はけじめをつけてもらうことになった。だから消えた。フルデ家当主にもけじめをつけてもらうことになるよ。
Riko is still on the floor, tears pouring down her
あと
cheeks.
残ってるのは前原圭一だけ。こいつは古出家の方で頼むことにする。
僕は何もわかんないのですよ。
別にあんたは分かんなくてもいいでしょ。憂慮したり困った顔をそれはうちも同じ。とにかく頼んどくよ。
そんなの。
This Shion motherfucker just headcanoned this whole fucking network in her head. She seemed to want to say something, but she was afraid that I might be rough with her again. I doubted Rika Furude was actually at the top of the curse system like the hag was. However, as one of the three family heads, she was a lot closer to the underside of Hinamizawa than I was. By now, that underside was well aware of Keiichi Maribara. I told the elderly leaders of the village yesterday in the meeting that Keiichi Maribara was the last one remaining. I just told the head of Furude family the same thing, if threateningly. If my threat was effective, the curse of Oyoshiro-sama should very soon fall upon Keiichi Maribara. And at just the right time, I would grab my enemy right as he took my bait. If the assassin came from the Furude family, this girl would have committed the same sin as the hag. Yeah, but then eventually it was up to Shion to kill Keiichi, no? When that time came, I wouldn't hold back. I was going to make sure she suffered and then kill her. I've heard of a torture technique where you pound dozens of nails into a victim's fingers. I already found a restraining table and tools for it. When the time comes, I'll pound nails into your fingers. Yeah, this is what she was gonna do to Keiichi. That gruesome anticipation radiated from my eyes and scared Rika even further. And then Keiichi met Rika there. I wonder how Kimiyoshi is doing. I doubt he died from tiptoeing all night, but sometimes a human can go very easily. He already told me everything I want to hear, and he doesn't know anything else anyway. On top of that, he was responsible for spreading the infection that was the cursed system of Ishiro-sama. His sins are very heavy. I really liked Uncle Kimiyoshi. He had always been kind. The hag was so tough on her relatives, and that's why he was extra nice to me. Oh, he dead, bitch. When we talked yesterday, I was so happy to hear him say he would forgive Shion. He even said he would fight the hag to save her. That made me very happy. Don't worry. If Shion-chan feels bad about what she has done, she won't be demoned away. Leave it to me. I felt such warmth inside of me. I almost shivered. I was so happy, yet so very sad. For he continued to say that Satoshi-kun deserved to die. He said those nice things because he wanted to make Mion happy, since she was worried about Shion. Satoshi-kun deserved to die because he was a member of the cursed Hojo family, but Shion-chan of the Sonozaki family did not. That's what he meant. In other words, to the leaders of the village, including Kimiyoshi, members of the Hojo family are more contemptible than insects. They didn't care if they lived or died. Their sin was not only that they despised the Hojo family but also that they let that hatred infect the rest of the village. Therefore, everyone in the village deserves to be a victim of the curse of Oyoshiro-sama. Kimiyoshi and the others created an environment that excused murder in that name. If that was so, if Takano-san and Tomitaka-san hadn't committed the serious crime of trespassing in the ritual storehouse, then oh my god. First picture of Teppei? Ew! Who has been hiding in Okonomiya might have been the victims. Satoko Hojo. She was always around Satoshi-kun. She expected Satoshi-kun to help her every time she cried. She was one of the people who cornered him. If Satoko wasn't that much of a burden, Satoshi-kun wouldn't have killed his aunt. Somebody told Satoshi-kun to commit that murder. Yeah, but what if Satoshi-kun never did commit the murder, you dumb bitch? And to hide the evidence of his connection to the mastermind, Satoshi-kun was deemed. I feel like to sum up this entire version of Higurashi, what if this entire version is just Shion misunderstanding everything? What if Satoshi-kun did actually fucking run away? What if the drug addict actually did kill Satoshi's aunt? What if all of these things that were her reality are actually just not true? And she is doing all this for literally nothing. Like, that'll be the best part. That's what Oishi thought. If Satoshi-kun hadn't killed his aunt, maybe he wouldn't have been chosen as last year's victim. Because the commands were vague after all, the curse of Oyoshiro-sama fell upon the Hojo family as a whole. It didn't matter which member of the family died. His aunt had terrible reputation in the neighborhood. She didn't communicate with her neighbors, she was always throwing fits, and there was nothing nice about her in any way. Even if Satoshi-kun didn't kill her, the curse would have fallen upon her sooner or later. Their aunt was the first victim. There needed to be another Hojo to calm the curse. According to a rumor, their uncle was living somewhere in Okinomiya with his lover. However, Okinomiya was a little different than from Hinamizawa. The Sonozaki family was powerful there as well, of course, but it would have been more difficult in Okinomiya to demon someone away. So naturally, Satoshi-kun and Satoko, who were still in Hinamizawa, became the targets. Which one should be cursed? That was simple. Satoko, of course. She was snobby and lacking in manners. Everyone in the neighborhood liked Satoshi-kun, even if he was the son of the Hojo couple who betrayed the village during the dam conflict. Compared to Satoko, he didn't deserve to die. Therefore, the actual victim of last year's curse should have been his aunt and Satoko. Why is she headcanoning all of this? Satoshi-kun was suddenly all alone. His mean aunt and mean uncle were gone, and his sister, who was a burden to him all his life, was gone too. Satoshi-kun was such a nice person. He would be sad, although he'd realize he was finally free. But time would heal him. I'd even help. And then we'd get married. Like, shut the fuck up, Shion. He didn't have to live in his house in Himizawa. There were plenty of empty rooms in the apartment block where I lived. I could find him a part-time job too. He didn't need to go to school in Hinamizawa. He could go to school with me in Okinomiya instead. He wouldn't know his way around or really anything about the school there. So I'd be with Satoshi-kun all the time. I'd show him a shortcut to school. We'd go shopping, and I'd teach him many different things. What an unbelievably happy ending. Satoshi-kun had been suffering so much, and I had been pushed away all my life. But we would finally be happy. Oh, she's so delusional. I enjoyed these sweet delusions, but I didn't have any more time to waste. I was sure there were plenty of old people who had been trying to get a hold of audio all morning and who were going to try to catch me after I got home from school. Actually, the phone had been ringing constantly while I enjoyed my happy thoughts. When I answered the phone, I casually listened and replied. As I planned, Keiichi Marubara is now known as the next curse victim within the underside of Hinamizawa. I also tried to let them know that the disappearance of the village chief had something to do with the fact that he had changed the lock on the ritual storehouse's door. All the authorities in the underside came to realize the seriousness of trespassing in the storehouse. After all, one of the heads of the three families got punished. One of the phone calls was from Oishi. He had also heard about Kimiyoshi's disappearance, and he knew it had something to do with changing of the lock. I'm impressed. He has some pretty good sources, but all he can do is catch whatever information he can get. There's no way for him to find out where it's coming from. I'd call Keiichi Marubara again later tonight. Some of the more aggressive villagers may have already started to take action around him. I'm sure that by now Keiichi is feeling the danger that's coming toward him. I'd have to be careful that he doesn't get killed easily. If I can catch the enemy before they bit Keiichi, I can use him again as bait. She keeps thinking there's this enemy, but it's just her. Keiichi Marubara, I haven't known him for that long. He's funny, if not intelligent. He'll never replace Satoshi-kun, but I do think he's fun to be around. There's just one thing I don't like about him. He rubs my head far too often. His hand is as warm as Satoshi-kun's hand, which is why I can't stand it. But that's about it. Keiichi Marubara isn't Satoshi-kun's enemy. I don't hate him. He's fun to be around, but I wouldn't shed a tear for him if he became a victim of the curse. I won't prevent Keiichi Marubara from being killed, but I won't kill him myself either. I'd made arrangements for the curse to fall upon him, but I never told anyone to kill him. Well, I suppose I did tell Rika Furude to take care of Keiichi Marubara. Wait a minute. To avenge Satoshi-kun, I'm doing exactly the same thing as the hag did. I'm using the exact same system that killed Satoshi-kun. Keiichi Marubara. I'm just using him. I told people to let the curse fall upon Keiichi, but I've given him appropriate warnings. I'm going to help him if he tries to live. If I catch all my enemies. Maybe I'll let him loose. He's different from Satoshi-kun. Satoshi-kun was tricked into killing his aunt and was killed himself afterwards, so there wouldn't be any evidence remaining. I won't kill Keiichi Marubara. That's how I'm different from the hag. Well, technically she didn't kill Keiichi. Evening was turning to night. I had to get dinner ready. I had to eat so I'd have enough strength to take revenge. This place was far from town. It would even get isolated during winter because of snow. It's now unusual for a household like this to have 2 or 3 refrigerators. There were plenty of groceries left in them. I can't believe they're reusing the shack where they hid the fucking grandson. I was glad I didn't have to go grocery shopping. I could hear the chorus of the Higurashi. This isn't new. This is where they hid the grandson in chapter 4. People often say that the sound of the Higurashi brings back memories. But for me, it's the exact opposite. I've only ever heard the sound of Higurashi in Hinamizawa. Therefore, the sound of the Higurashi, to me, is Hinamizawa. The sound reminded me that I wasn't supposed to be here. That I couldn't be here. That was when I heard the doorbell. Because there was a good oh, shit. Rika? There was both a doorbell and an intercom by the ladder. It had a security camera too. Something as modern as a security camera monitor in this old-fashioned kitchen looked rather strange. I turned a switch, but nothing appeared on the monitor. I tried to check the plug, but there were a bunch of cords going behind the refrigerator, so I couldn't even do that. The doorbell continued to ring while I tried to figure out if the monitor was broken or if I just didn't know how to turn it on. I only felt like answering the door depending on who it was. It'd normally be easier to pretend to be out, but that wouldn't help me. I was waiting for my enemies to show up. I couldn't just hide myself. In that case, the hag was supposed to be sick and in an extremely bad mood. I'd already sent word out that she didn't want to see anyone. So who could it be? I made up my mind and turned the intercom on. If it was someone unwanted, I could just turn whoever it was away. But I had to act normally so I wouldn't arouse suspicion. I had to act normally.
はい、どちら様でしょう。
こんにちはなのです。
She didn't tell me her name, but I recognized her voice. Oh no. Let's see what happens.
リカちゃんか、どうしたの？こんな時間に。
実はお醤油を分けてもらいに来たのですよ。
Soy sauce? I almost screamed, but I controlled myself. Took a moment to think about the situation. Hinamizawa is far from most stores, so sometimes neighbors would share seasoning and stuff with each other. The village sometimes got snowed in during winter, but the Furude shrine was quite far from this house. It's rather odd for her to come all the way here on her bicycle just to get some soy sauce. Maybe she was using it as an excuse. Maybe there was something she wanted to talk to me about. That was when I noticed a piece of paper that was on the refrigerator door next to the intercom. We still have plenty of homemade soy sauce in stock. Feel free to come to the Sonozaki house if you want some. The hag must have given that flyer to everyone. One of our relatives sent her a barrel of soy sauce. If you want some, bring a container. That's what the flyer said. I see, this would explain it. There was a handwritten note on the bottom of the flyer. The soy sauce is in the storage area under the floor. Give them as much as they want. There was a storage area beneath the floor. When I opened it, I saw a barrel of soy sauce along a funnel and a ladle. I didn't want Rika to notice anything suspicious at this point. I decided to share the soy sauce with her.
うん、いいよ。入れるものは持ってきてるの？
お醤油の瓶を持ってきましたのです。
オッケー。勝手に入ってきていいよ。玄関で待ってる。
As I headed there, I heard the doorbell ring again.
内側から閉まってて門が入れないのですよ。
ああ、そうだった。ごめんごめん。今開けに行くよ。待ってて。
People didn't pay much attention to safety around here in Himizawa. People didn't think too much about locking the doors. But as someone who's lived in a town, I've always locked everything. To let Rika Furude in, I'd have to go outside.
こんばんはなのですよ。
こんばんは。
Rika smiled at me. She was holding a huge soy sauce bottle. She acted like I never yelled at her, got violent with her, or made her cry at all today. Or perhaps she came to curry favor, thinking that she angered me. She came to kill you, Shion, bitch. I invited Rika to the front door. I told her to wait for a moment and tried to take the bottle. But Rika took her shoe off and walked into the house with the bottle in her
いい
hands.
よいいよ。私が入れてくるから待ってなよ。
僕も上後でお醤油入れるのは上手になったのですよ。
She looked at me as if begging. I guess she wanted to pour the soy sauce into the bottle herself. I didn't want her to come into the house, but I suppose I didn't want her to wait there alone either. She came to the kitchen with me. I could keep my eyes on her. And so I brought Rika to the kitchen. We walked down the hallway. I only heard my footsteps. I stopped suddenly and turned around to make sure Rika was following me. Rika bumped into me.
ああ、ごめんごめん。
I made sure she was right behind me and started to walk again. Tap, 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 tip, 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 tap, tap, tip, tip. Rika must have been having fun matching her footsteps to mine. Even when I quickly sped up, our footsteps matched perfectly. Tap, 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 tip, 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 tap, tap, tap. I suddenly stopped. Or stopped suddenly. Tip, 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 tip. Rika stopped suddenly, too, after taking an extra step. When I turned around, Rika smiled at me. Our footsteps matched perfectly, and when I stopped suddenly, I heard her extra step. I've experienced such footsteps before. It was making me feel uncomfortable. But now, although her footsteps sounded the same as the other ones I'd experienced, I saw her when I turned around. What was the difference between them? I left the storage door open so we could see the soy sauce barrel. The memo says she can take as much as she wants, but I wasn't sure there was enough left. I crouched down and tried to open the lid of the soy sauce barrel. Even when I crouched down, I could hear Rika's extra steps.
まだまだいっぱいあるよ。ほら、好きなだけ持ってくといい。
Whoa. When I turned around, Rico was very close to me. But, who was this? I saw Rika, but it wasn't Rika at all. It was like when I switched with my sister. The outside was the same, but the inside was different. Did Rika have a twin sister? I was confused for a moment. That was when Rika sprayed something from a small bottle into my eyes. Oh! I felt a terrible pain in my eyes, and suddenly tears poured out and my nose started to run. I couldn't stop sneezing either. As I stumbled around covering my face, I didn't realize I was attacked. I shut my eyes tightly for a moment, then opened them again. Rika was about to grab my hair to drag me down onto the floor. When Rika saw me open my eyes, she sprayed at me again. Oh my god, what the fuck? Wait. I shut my eyes to avoid the spray, but my nose still breathed in the substance. I avoided the pain in my eyes, but the tears, the runny nose, and sneezing continued. Shit, my brain isn't working quickly enough. However, when I finally understood that I'd been attacked by Rika Furude, my brain started to grind into motion. Rika Furude knocked me on my back and got on top of me. I tried to escape from her by rolling on the kitchen floor. As I rolled, I hit an oven, a huge jar, and destroyed a pile of something on the floor as I fought back. But Rika didn't let me go me. She stayed on top and restrained me. She was sitting on my stomach and I felt intense pain and pressure. She sure could fight well. I still couldn't see anything. Rika had the upper hand, my eyes were shut and I was in real danger. As I tried to blink, I saw Rika's expression. I didn't know Rika Furude all that well. I only knew her from the few times we met when I went to school as Mion. From things I've heard from the other people. But as far as I knew, there was no way Rika Furude would ever do something like this. This is just impossible, impossible, impossible. No, I can't fill my head with that word. I have to calm down and figure out what to do next. Shit, I'm too much of a mess to even think. I tried to peek at her face again. She still had the spray bottle in one hand. What I didn't expect was a thing in her other hand, a syringe. How could I mistake it for anything else? It was definitely a syringe. When Rika realized I regained my eyesight, she pointed a spray bottle right at me and let loose with it. I shut my eyes tightly and tried to ignore the pain, but that was when, even though I was blinded, Rika made a miscalculation. She sprayed at me from such a close distance that she inhaled. Oh my god, Rika. I heard Rika sneeze and realized that it was my chance. Even if I couldn't see, I knew she was right there. I hit Rika's face a few times when I felt Rika's weight shift or escape. What is that? Air Salil? Okay. Oh, it's her taser. Then I get my stun gun ready. It's not a stun gun, that's a taser, bro. Rika must have inhaled just a little of the spray. She wasn't sneezing anymore and was glaring at me instead. Rika's expression didn't change, but I was sure she was disappointed that her surprise attack was a failure. Rika flinched just a little, but she was still holding a spray bottle, aiming it at my eyes. She was trying to use the spray first and then give me the shot. I didn't know what was in that syringe, but it was a clear liquid. It had to be something bad. She wanted to take my eyesight, get on top of me, and then give me the shot. I feel like you don't even have to get on top of her. Just shank her, man. If whatever was in the syringe took a while to take effect, I might have the chance to fight back and seriously injure Rika. But Rika's surprise attack told me that just being infected was more than enough. Or injected. In other words, whatever the effect, it would start to work immediately. Therefore, I wouldn't be able to fight back against her. It'd probably either knock me out or kill me. In any case, what I had was equally deadly. My stun gun was very powerful. Just one shot would be all it took. What happened before was proof of its power. Rika knew my stun gun was a lot more powerful than our spray. She was being extremely cautious.
いつまで人ん家に上がり込んでボサッとしてくれてるわけさ。そっちから来ないんならこっちから行くぞこら。
I threw a pile of newspapers at her. The pile wasn't tied together, so the newspapers flew all over Rika. I jumped at her immediately after. I shoved my stun gun into her and pulled the trigger. Rika spasmed and fell to the floor. You fool, hesitating in a fight where a single blow wins? Only amateurs just glare at each other. You don't have a single clue about how advantageous the first strike is when a single blow can decide everything. The spray bottle rolled on the ground, but she still had the syringe. Rika was down, but I couldn't let my guard down either. I kicked her in the side and clambered on top of her. I took the syringe, I held Rika's arm down and gave her the shot. Oh, nah. My actions could hardly be called gentle. I injected her violently. I injected everything that was in the syringe. Rika began to convulse, stood back and watched for what would happen to her body. Of course, I still had my guard up. While I assumed that the drug would incapacitate her immediately, I didn't know exactly what kind of reaction she would have.
ざまあないね。私に勝てるとか夢にでも思った。なめんじゃねえや。
After a few more convulsions, Rika unsteadily got to her feet. That's ridiculous. How can she even stand? I looked at my stun gun. Damn it. The power was on the lowest setting. Maybe it had just been readjusted when we were rolling around on the floor. I changed the settings to maximum. Rika turned pale and started sweating all over. I didn't know its exact effects, but if Rika had given me the shot, I'd be the one experiencing her symptoms. She looked really sick, so obviously she must have been feeling awful too. She couldn't even focus. She was very wobbly and had her hand on the wall. She lost her balance and it must have been hard for her to even stand. She didn't look so brave anymore. Rika wobbled some more and moaned as if she was about to throw up. Who the fuck is Hanyu? Rika looked scary as she moaned and wobbled, but at the same time, she looked kind of funny too. Certainly, she hadn't even dreamed she'd be getting the shot herself. As a man sows, so shall he reap. That's what you get. That's psycho bitch.
実に滑稽だね。笑えるよ。でも吐くときは勘弁ね。お手洗いで吐いてちょうだいよ。あんたがあとどのくらいでくたばるのか見物するのも楽しいよ。ああ、でもそれじゃ拷問する楽しみがなくなるね。私さ、あんたにはあの釘台を使ってやろうとずっと心に決めてたの。あんたが自分の薬でゲロを吐きながらそれで窒息して死ぬのが早いか、両手十指に釘をたらふく食らって痛みで行くのが早いか。
Yeah, I got sprayed.
よし決めた。そうじゃ会場を移そうか。場所を移すためにちょいと眠っててもらうよ。
I walked up to Rika, my stun gun making popping sounds. When Rika saw the sparks from the stun gun, she moved to grab a huge kitchen knife.
いや、まだその程度の元気はあるわけだ。そうでなくちゃ面白くないよ。あんたにはいろいろ聞きたいことがあるしね。無駄に抵抗しない方がいろいろと辛くないよ。もっとも抵抗しなくても辛い目に遭うだろうけど。残念だけど、あんたの誘いは断る。
Oh shit!
この拷問狂が。
What she said wasn't anything I'd expect to hear from Rika, the Rika I knew, but I didn't hesitate. I had the advantage, so I didn't need to worry. Besides, this was coming from the last survivor of the Furude family, one of the 3 families. That sudden change somehow felt natural.
あんたらの御三家の血塗られた歴史に比べたら、私なんてとてもとても。それを古出家当主様に褒めてもらえるなんてね、ちょっと光栄だね。んで、そのフラフラな体で包丁一本で抵抗してみせる。立っているだけでも限界なくせに。そうね、あんたの言う通り。これがどうも私の限界。お前なんかに召し取られて拷問で殺されるくらいなら。
Does she kill herself?
悪いけど。退場？できるならしてごらんよ。
It was clear who held the advantage here, but despite that, an odd thrill filled both of us. We lost our minds wasn't a fitting phrase for the people of Hinamizawa. It was a feeling of release when modern demons could stop pretending to be human. Yes, this was a mad banquet of demons, with the savoring of blood and devouring of flesh. Tended by the head of the Furude family and the head of the Sonozaki family, the old families whose blood is closest to the madness of the demons. I stood in front of the hallway so as to block her escape route. The windows had grates, and the door had a safety chain on it. If she turned around, I'd hit her with my stun gun. In this situation, what did Rika Furude mean by taking her leave? Rika got her knife ready. I expected her to aim at my stomach when she attacked, so I took a stance with my stun gun ready in my hand. Rika, however, suddenly turned around. I carefully watched to see what her next move be. Rika put the handle of the knife to the wall and held it in place. What was she doing?
じゃあね。さよなら拷問狂。お前なんかに殺されてたまるか。
Damn, Rika's a Giga Chad. Rika reared her head back and slammed her throat against the knife on the wall. Okay, slammed her throat? She just went, blop. What the fuck, bro? Jesus Christ. Yeah, Shion, you're a pussy. You couldn't do that, you coward. Her blood splattered all over. Rika bent backwards repeatedly and let the knife slash at her throat. What the fuck? Again and again? Her neck and chest were dyed red. I'd always thought blood was darker, but her blood wasn't dark. It was so bright. I must have been confused, but it looked pretty. What? Okay, she's a fucking... Alright. After doing this several times, Rika turned around. Her eyes were wide open. She didn't look like she was from this world. Her face looked like something both living and dead, both real and artificial. It was very scary, eerie, above all else, pale. Although her face looked unearthly, it was a very appropriate face for a demon. I didn't have a mirror, so I couldn't tell, but I was sure I looked exactly like her. Rika continued to violently slash her throat. It reminded me of someone trying to break a huge piece of ice with an ice pick. This was exactly what Rika looked like. The white chips of ice coolly flying through the air. What I saw before me was a beautiful sight. Every time Rika struck her throat, tiny drops of red blood splattered the boring white world around her. It was like a dance. A dedication dance by the final head of the Furude family. The demon's last dance of dedication to Oyashiro-sama. Upon seeing that literally blood-curdling dance, I let out a fierce roar. I had no reason to do so. I was howling like an animal. We were like animals trying to kill each other, both getting covered in blood. And inevitably, as one convulsed in a pool of that blood, the other threw back its head and howled. My body shivered with the joy I felt inside of me. This was death, the most final of judgments, and it was right before me. The demons howled, screamed, and roared. The roars faded and my voice started to change from the voice of a demon back to that of a human. As a demon I roared, but as a human I sneered. Rika was covered in blood from neck down. Her blood was pouring out, making a little noise. Rika was still staring into my eyes. I stared back at her. I wasn't sure they were still eyes though. They were no longer human eyes, but the eyes of the dead. Rika's corpse vomited blood from her mouth and nose and smiled. Then she dropped the knife. She stuck her hands out and turned her palms outward. Her wiggling fingers reminded me of an insect's legs. Those fingers reached for her own throat. I'd never seen anything like it. I'd never seen anybody do this before. Because Rika was scratching her own throat. She was ripping her own throat apart. So is that proof that Tomitake got injected with the syringe? Or is this something else? Maybe that wasn't a good description. She was trying to rip out the inside of her throat through the opening she made with the knife. Her fingers found the biggest tear. Rika smiled. At least that's what I would have called it if she were alive. She ripped open the tear in one tug. Upon hearing my scream, Rika died and fell on her face into the pool of blood. That was it. She didn't get up again to show me her throat. I stepped back from Rika Furude's body and bumped into the wall in the hallway. Brah! I roared again in admiration of the ritual dance, the dedication of the head of the Furude family. Joy ran through my body and my blood rushed through my veins.
勝ったぞ私は勝った打ち勝った
Shiro would be great as one of the intoners from Dragon Guard 3. She's got the voice for those notes. I then realized I disposed of the heads of the 3 families, the core of the curse of Oyashiro-sama. Everything was finally exposed. The curse of Oyashiro-sama and his masterminds were all exposed. I disposed of the leader of the 3 families who all killed Satoshi-kun. The head of the Sonozaki family died of a heart attack. She was at the bottom of the well along with a wheelchair. I apprehended the head of the Kimiyoshi family. He'd continued to tiptoe until he died. Oh, what the fuck? I thought she was gonna maybe like... Okay. I mean, he's probably dead. The head of the Furude family died in a way that was perfect for the final head of the 3 families of Onigafuchi. I did it. I accomplished my mission. I defeated all the masterminds who killed Satoshi-kun with the curse. Every one. But who the fuck is Hanyu? What if Hanyu is like a demon or something? You didn't have to have the means to fight back. Those evil people simply sneered while they let you die. After marking you as a member of the cursed Hojo family, I will never ever forgive them. They believe you deserve to die because you were one of the Hojos. As long as it was done by the curse of Oyashiro-sama, they didn't care how you were killed. I will never forgive those people for creating this world. What could I have done to save you, Satoshi-kun? I couldn't save you. Shion Sonozaki couldn't do anything else at the time. If I was Mion, not Shion. If I was Mion that day, I could have saved you. Mion could have saved you. That's right. I remember now. Shion. She said she wanted to eat red snapper sashimi that day. I was supposed to eat that. But Shion pouted and cried. That was why I let her switch. Just for that night. I did it to make her happy, like a big sister would. Shion was never treated well, so I felt bad. That was it. I was being a good sister. That was it. When morning came, the world had turned upside down, and it remained so until today. We weren't twins anymore. The one with the demon was Mion, and the one without the demon was Shion. What was that supposed to mean? Wait, Mom, listen. I'm Mion, not her. You can tell us apart, right, Mom? Look, can't you tell I'm Mion? Come on, everyone, tell me I'm Mion. I'm Mion, don't call me Shion. I'm Mion, I am.
その時、あんたは知っていたんだ。あの夜、親類たちが集まって何をするのか、ただの宴会じゃないって知っていたんだ。知らない。本当に知らなかったの。はあ？なわけないでしょ。あんた、あの日だけ嫌にしつこく絡んできたじゃない。タイの刺身なんて食べたことない。食べてみたい。いつもミオンばかりずるい。私にもって。普段ならおとなしく納得するくせに、あの日だけ必要に。
So, was Shion actually Mion the whole time? Well, we're about to tell right here.
知らないの。本当に知らなかったの。あんな恐ろしいことになるなんて思ってたら絶対に言わなかった。はっ、どうだか。あんたはいつも妬んでたじゃない。ミオンばかりいい目にあってずるいって。
If it may take over to 4 years.
だから私が気を利かせてたまに入れ替わってあげてたんじゃない。あんたはそれに満足していなかった。より一層妬んでいったんだ。そしてあの夜の意味を自分だけ知り、私から奪ったんだ。ミオンを奪ったんだ。ミオンを返せ。私がミオンなんだ。私が園崎ミオン。お前はシオンなんだよ、シオン。ミオンを語るな、偽物が。
I kicked a bar to the cell repeatedly while I roared. Comparing to my roar, the metallic noise of the bar sounded like the cry of a little puppy. I've been convinced by something so stupid. The tattoo of the demon was just a way of telling us apart. Even without that tattoo, I am Mion. That's right, I am Mion Sonozaki. I gathered my hair and put it in a ponytail with the yellow band that Mion used all the time. Since I didn't feel my hair on my back, I felt like I could think more clearly now. 2 Mions looked at each other through the iron bars. According to our sibling rule, that was never to happen. Yes, there was only 1 Mion and 1 Shion. You could never be 2 of either at the same time.
髪をほどけシオン。ミオンは私だ。ミオンはここにいる。お前がミオンじゃない。だから語るな、二度と私を語るな。聞いているのか、シオン。聞こえているのか。聞こえているなら返事をしろ。私に返事を届かせろ。シオン。
Don't tell me Bob was right. Well, Looks like I was right. I actually, you never said this? Yes, I did. No. I swear I said something like this. I took myself back on this day. Shion admitted she was Shion.
はあミオンであることがこんなにも素晴らしいなんてすごいよ体全体が言うことを聞く
You said it was Mion, but it was Shion all along? No, my point was that there was at some point, right? That, like, this was like a while ago. I said that at some point in their childhood that they could have just fucking swapped, right? Now, I didn't think it would have been like that, but like that was a concept that they have always swapped.
頭の回転が優れた気がするそうだよミオンは万能なんだ
I'm right!
ミソカスのシオンとは違う落ちこぼれのくせに下手なミオンのふりなんかしやがってそれが私にとってどれだけむずがゆかったことか
It was just like ridiculous to me that at this from this point on, when Keiichi appears, why the fuck doesn't the real Mion, like the Mion that is now Shion, just tell Keiichi, it's me, Mion, in the prison? Why does she keep pretending to be Shion at that point?
わかるでしょあんたにならシオン
はいおね
Oh my god, Mion's even doing the voice. Shion called me sis, and so I was Mion. Ah, the demon who had been asleep deep inside of me was finally allowed to wake up. The demon roared and my whole body shivered to express its
シ
joy.
オンあんたには罪があるあんたは今までミオンだった園崎家の鬼を継ぐミオンという強い立場がありながらサトシ君を救わなかった救おうとしなかったサトシ君を救うための100億の瞬間があったはずなのにあんたはその全てを見殺しにすることを選んだんだ私は許さないお前を許さないお前が私だったらサトシ君を救えていたのにお前が私を奪いサトシ君を殺したことを私は絶対に許さない
Yes. I mean, the voice actress is insanely good, but Jesus Christ, Shion's so fucking obnoxious. Shion was shaking on the other side. I guess it's now me.
私はお前を殺すだろう絶対に殺すサトシ君の無念に見合う殺し方をしてやる
Well, chat, looks like I was right. It was Mion's fault all the time because Shion was actually Mion the whole time, if you think about it.
お前を一番残酷に殺す方法が何
Ah, it was
今日から毎日
always
考えて過ご
Mion.
して
Well. I was right.
シオンは私がそれを思いつくまでのわずかな日々をいつ殺されるどう殺されるのかに怯えながら過ごすがいい簡単には殺さないむごたらしく殺す殺した後はサトシ君と同じ井戸に放り投げてやるそしてサトシ君にあの世で謝ってこい
And that's why they said they found Mion Sonozaki in the well. But then, does that mean the Mion Sonozaki as the real Mion Sonozaki, or the Mion Sonozaki as the Shion that should have been the Mion? I don't fucking. Alright, we'll see.
それが私を語り続けてきた答えの報いだ報いお前の罪
Jesus Christ. The real Mion has a tattoo? Oh, true. Then it might have been 100% the OG Mion. Like, the Mion that is now pretending to be Shion that's dead. Which means the Shion that was out with PTSD was this Shion that is pretending to be Mion now. There's no OG Mion? No, as in like OG as like the Mion we knew. Right? Okay, so like what I'm saying is red equals Mion from chapter 2. Okay? And then green is Shion from chapter 2. Okay? But now this is now Mion and this is now Shion. But I think this is what's dead at the well, right? That they say they found at the bottom of the well, right? Okay, that looks weird. What the fuck did I just draw? Right? It's dead at the bottom of the well. Okay. All right. There you go. Okay. Which means this went back to being Shion to live in the apartment complex with PTSD and then jumped off the fucking balcony and killed herself. Wrong? What do you mean wrong? Because the only way Oishi and the police would identify the person at the bottom of the well as Mion would be by her tattoo, right? Which this Mion doesn't have, so it had to be the red Mion that we thought was the original Mion. Alright? So, it had to be red Mion dead down there and not green Mion. And green Mion switched back to being Shion because she's a pussy bitch. And then goes like crazy and like absolutely like hears voices in her head and then kills herself. Alright? Does that mean Shion with the PTSD was also the person who has killed Keiichi? Yes. I need to at least clean up the kitchen. Oh, here comes Satoko. I didn't want to answer, but maybe I should. I should answer it and I'll talk to whoever it was.
はい、園崎です。
いつもお世話になってるでございます。北条と申しますですわ。
Oh, nah. I was surprised to hear the Hojo name, but I realized right away that it was Satoko.
あ、さとこ？どうしたの？
夜分遅くに申し訳ありませんわね。うちのリカがお邪魔してませんこと？
Ah, yes. Ever since Satoko Hojo was abandoned, she had been living with Rika Furude. Of course, she'd get suspicious that Rika hadn't returned
あ
yet.、
来てるよ。
あら、まだお邪魔してますの？もう夕飯の時間ですのに。
ねえさとこ、実はね、今日さ、ちょいとおかずを作りすぎちゃってね。リカちゃんにも夕食を振る舞ってるんだよ。
え？そうなんでございますの？
Now, you guys think Rena is actually a genius detective? Or she knows something? I feel like there's no way Rena deduced all of this. I feel like she has like... Maybe, what if she's got a little demon that's whispering to her everything that's happening? And that's how Rika knows everything. Maybe that Hanyu character that Rika is talking to is this fucking demon, right? And anybody who's connected to Oyashiro-sama can like interact with it, and that demon tells them. And then maybe that's how Rena fucking knows all this shit, because there's no way Rena fucking deduces all that. She's just that good? No, she can 2 + 2 unlike you, little detective. There's no way Rena just deduced all of that. Like, to the T. Unless she is just that good.
さとこも来なよ。さとこの分もあるからさ。リカちゃんはもう食べてるよ。
もうリカったら。わかりましたわ。ちょっと片付けをしてから参りますわね。
Can you make a Cookie Run Kingdom Guild? I don't play Cookie Run anymore.
では、ごめん遊ばせ。
うん、待ってるからね。じゃ。
Oh, new art! Ooh, click. Shion, you fucking psycho bitch. Oh.
さっきから呼んでるぞ。電話だ。園崎さんから。
園崎さんってあれ？
Okay, she doesn't do the crazy laugh to Keiichi yet, unless they time skipped.
妹？
そんなのは知らん。自分で出てき。
もしもし、ミオンか？シオンか？
私です。シオンです。こんばんは。
シオン、ゆべはすまなかった。つい興奮して。
He must have been worried about how... Yeah, this isn't when Mion Or when Shion breaks character and goes back to where Mion, who is now pretending to be, when Shion, who's now pretending to be Mion, pretends to be Shion and then breaks character and go back to pretending to be Mion. Yep.
私たちは運命共同体なんです。互いの無事の確認が自分たちの安全の唯一の保証なんです。
ああ、それについては同感だ。
だから私たちは互いの知っている情報を共有する必要があります。
No, Shion's pretending to be herself here, okay? She's not pretending to be Mion right now.
高野さんたちみたいな死に方をしないために。
Gulp. I heard Keiichi swallow out loudly. Well, technically Shion is pretending to be Shion because she's no longer Shion anymore. She's Mion, right?
では、昨日の続きを話します。もう怒らないで聞いてくれますよね。
ああ、大丈夫だ。
Keiichi agreed to be quiet and listen. I explained the dangerous situation Keiichi was in once again. Just like how some evil people in the village attacked Takano-san and Tomitaka-san, they might attack us any day. It was ironic, of course, that while I was warning him, I was also the one who made sure the curse would fall upon
互い
him.
に何か気になることがあったら報告し合いましょう。互いの持つ小さな断片を合わせていけば、ひょっとすると高野さんたちを殺した、いいえ、今年の事件に限らない。過去の連続事件を解決する鍵が見つかるかもしれません。
うん、そうだな。確かにそうだ。
では、まずは言い出した私からいきます。最近、誰かに監視されているような気がします。
え？
I was making this up. I just wanted them to realize how urgent the
と言
situation
っても
was.
気のせいかもしれません。でも一応報告します。今は気のせいだと思っていますけど、もしもケ
Chapter
イちゃんも
1,
同じよ
Mion
う
is
に
actually Shion.
誰かに
Bro,
監視されているように感じるなら、
Chapter 1 is like, you know how like every continuity of multiverses has like that joke continuity that nobody fucking understands. It's just like weird as shit. That's chapter 1. Nobody fucking gets what the fuck's going on with chapter 1. Alright. Yeah, it's just like, what the fuck? I don't really get what the hell any of this shit is. I'm ordering it now. Why don't you bring it in? Hang on, chat. I gotta order food real quick. Bup bup you boop bup. A while. Hang on. Okay, let's just go with this. Did you not pull for Olga? No. Alright, give me a second.
Humu.
これは気のせいじゃないのかもしれませんから。
そういうことなら安心しろ。少なくとも俺の方は大丈夫だ。
Oh, fuck, I was muted. I know whether or not all my enemies were gone depending on if Keiichi got bitten. He sure is a very useful man. After that, I went along with what Keiichi said. I made sure he was fearful of Mion as well as all of the three families. I explained to him the possibility that the whole village was involved and that the curse of Oyoshiro-sama might be some sort of system. Then I remembered Shion wouldn't know too much about the disappearance of the mayor, so I continued.
私もついさっき聞いたんですが、君吉のおじいちゃんが行方不明になったって。
村長さんのことか。なんだシオン、聞いてないのか。
何も知らないです。
This
お
fucking
父さんが電話でそう話してるのをまた盗み聞いただけですから。
ああ、実はな、ゆうべ会合の後、家に帰ってこないとかでひなみ沢中で大騒ぎになったんだ。村中で探したみたいだけど、まだ見つかったって話は聞かないな。警察も探してるはずなんだけど。
なんでそんな大事な話を先にしてくれなかったんですか？
Oh my god, she's actually acting. She's trying so hard.
悪い。もう知ってると思ってたんだよ。隠す気なんかなかった。
ケイちゃん、私どうしよ
う。どうした？話せよ。俺たちの間で隠し事はなしだろ。
ごめん、隠すつもりはなかったんです。ちょっと言うのが前後したっていうか。
俺たちは仲間だろ。怒ったりしないから正直に話せよ。
私、君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。
Is Shion bitch literally? Oh my god. And we all thought Keiichi was so fucking stupid.
君吉のじいさんってのはシオンにとって相談できる心安い人なんだろう。
はい、私のこと小さい頃から本当に可愛がってくれて。
Don't pretend that none of you thought Keiichi was stupid. Shut the fuck up.
私、
Y'all were spamming the same fucking emotes about Keiichi,
い
okay?
つもニコニコと笑って。
Fucking revisionist history on chat.
私の言うことは何でも聞いてくれて。
I will never disrespect my goat. Oh, if Keiichi's your goat, that's fucked. Because in the other time loop where he fucking kills the uncle, that motherfucker dumb as shit, alright?
本当に優しい人だったのに。
落ち着けよシオン。別に死んでしまったわけじゃないだろう。そんな簡単に諦めるなよ。
Keiichi tried to make me feel better, but he had no idea what was actually going on. It really made me laugh.
村長さんに、私、西宮殿に忍び込んだこと、誰かにそれを見られてて、私たちを狙っている人がいるって。
村長さんは高野さんたちがまともじゃない死に方をしたのを知ってるのか？
はい、知っていました。二人がお社様のたたりで死んだから、私はその怒りを鎮める生贄にされるんじゃないかって、本当に率直に言いました。
ああ、それで
君吉のおじいちゃん、怒らん、そしてにっこり笑って、しおんちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら鬼隠しになんかなるものかって、本当に笑いながら任せなさいって。
Shut the fuck up. This fake ass bitch. Uncle Kimishio had been so reliable. I was happy when he said that he would protect Shion. I truly was happy. If only he didn't said anything to insult Satoshi-kun.
私のせいです。私が打ち明けてしまったから。
よせよシオン。シオンのせいじゃないよ。
いいえ、私のせいなんです。私が打ち明けてしまったから。君吉のおじいちゃんが知ってしまったから。だから殺されてしまったに違いないんです。だって打ち明けてすぐなんですよ。打ち明けて大丈夫って言ってくれたその晩に消えてしまった。
It was such a strange feeling. I wasn't upset at all, but as I pretended to be upset and muttered words of prayer for Kimiyoshi's safety, I started to feel that emotion growing inside of me. I was only pretending to be distressed to fool Keiichi. Yet the emotion I feigned began welling up inside me. It felt like I was being consumed by that emotion. So the words coming from my mouth weren't words I intentionally said. They were words that consuming emotion forced me to say. It was like someone else inside of me was doing the talking instead. And I was just watching that someone talk from a short distance away.
これは全部私たち4人のトガだったはず。他人に話してはいけないことだったんです。話したから殺されてしまった。知ったから殺されてしまった。打ち明けたから殺されてしまった。
No, bitch, you killed him.
おい待てよ。そんな奴なら打ち明けた村長を殺す前にお前から先に殺すに決まってるじゃないか。順番が違うよ。殺されるなら俺かシオンが先。他の奴らが先に死んだりするものか。
順番はあります。私たちを一番最後に殺すつもりに違いないんです。
は？なんだって？
人思いに殺さないで親しい人たちから順々に殺していって。
I don't know why they're making us go through all this again. It's the same dialogue.
そういう狙いに違いないんです。
Killing our loved ones first to harm us emotionally and only then kill us at the height of our suffering. Whoa! I felt something crawling up my spine. That's awesome. It's an awesome idea. I must not be human anymore. I really am a demon. A human could never think of such cruel things. That would be one incredible hell. Your close friends dying one at a time after being tortured. And after all that, you yourself get killed. What a great way to destroy someone's life. Why was I getting so excited about this? Because I could get going with that plan right away. Hee hee hee.
リカちゃん、リカちゃんだ。
え？今なんて言ったんですか？
俺も実は打ち明けたんだ。リカちゃんに。
リカちゃんってリカちゃまのことですか？
Who the fuck else would it be, Shion?
フルデ神社のリカちゃま？
No, the one from fucking McDonald's.
そうだよ、リカちゃんだよ。俺もどうしようもなく不安で打ち明けたんだ。リカちゃんに。
そうしたらリカちゃまはなんて？
猫さん心配しすぎなので僕がきっと何とかしてあげますですよ。リカちゃんはそう言って。ごめんシオン。俺ちょっとリカちゃんのことが心配になっちゃって。
あ、はい。そんなに心配でしたらぜひ電話を。安否を確認してみてください。
そうさせて。
また明日もこのくらいの時間に連絡します。それをもって私の安否確認としてください。
分かった、待ってる。じゃあな、すまん、切るぞ。
Kenji hung up roughly. Oh nah. What a hilarious conversation with Keiichi. Everything was just too damn funny. Keiichi-mara, go ahead and struggle helplessly. Run all over the village and see if the curse is still alive. Go ahead and see if my enemies are still around. I laughed for a while and then calmed down. I'd already got rid of the bicycles and shoes belonging to Rika and Satoko. Wait, she already killed Satoko? My house was, for the moment, taken care of. I could expect... Damn, they off-screened Satoko? Damn. I could expect Keiichi to run around in a panic to ask for help from someone and then ultimately come to Mion. More than likely, the youth group would end up looking for Rika like they did with the mayor. I really feel like they shouldn't have off-screened Satoko, man. I feel like, I don't know. I feel like she probably would have had a lot to say to Satoko. I killed time by watching TV until it did. Satoko doesn't get off-screened in the anime?
ケイちゃん、本気で言ってんの？もし冗談だったらかなり怒るよ。
This is when Rena comes in and turns into the detective extraordinaire, and then Keiichi, the next phone call he has with her, calls her out, and then she fucking goes lunatic mode.
みーちゃん、本当に冗談だったなら怒るんじゃなく笑おうよ。だって冗談なんだから。私たちはそれが冗談であることを確かめなくちゃいけない。
そうだね。機嫌の悪そうなことを言ってごめん。
Rena rebuked me. While she looked quiet, I felt that she could be very terrifying under her skin. I had no basis for that impression, but I still felt that way. Shion, you pussy bitch. Try to go at Rena with your taser. Rena would fucking perfectly deflect it, pull out her fucking butcher knife, and then fucking stab you. I just didn't like her. I had disliked her ever since that rainy day at the bus stop. It wasn't that we didn't get along, though. How should I put it? I was at a loss for how to explain. That was it. I found a good example. When I was little, I always wanted to play tennis. I had my relatives take me to a tennis court, and they all praised my skill. I was doing nothing more than hitting a ball with a racket, but they told me I was talented, and that made me happy. When I went to school, I told my classmates I played tennis, and they told me that I was talented too. Then, and she was better. Not only did she play, but she took lessons. Although I'd bragged about my serve, I was no match for her. Oh, shit. She's saying Rena's just better. I felt lonely and insulted that everyone was paying attention to her and not me. She was usually very quiet, but suddenly I realized that she knew more and had a lot more experience than me. Bro, Shion's such a fucking... she's a loser, man. I thought of myself as a demon now. I'd awakened a part of me that was half human and half demon. The part that lived in Onigafuchi village. In fact, I'd already stepped into a world where normal humans couldn't go. I'd already surpassed my human limits. I generally thought of myself as a superior being, having transcended the realm of mortals. But when my eyes met with Rena Ryugu's, I felt what I did long ago with tennis. Yeah, that's because Rena's not a demon. She's the devil. She's Satan herself. Why? Why did I feel that way with Rena? I'd heard that in the animal world, during battle, animals glare at each other to display their strength. Only humans have to punch or kick each other to feel superiority or inferiority. Most animals can tell just by glaring at each other. In that case, could it be the same with Rena?
みーちゃん大丈夫？
ああ、ごめん。ほらさ、昨日から寝不足で。ごめん。
Keiichi climbed up a ladder and tried to peek into the window on the second floor where Rika and Satoko lived. It was my job to hold down the ladder. Rena cautioned me to hold onto it tightly.
みーちゃん、私念のため本宅の方も見てくるね。
Oh, this is where she says the fucking curse shit about Satoko.
すぐ戻るから。
ごめん。よろしく。
Rena ran off after that. When I looked up, I saw Keiichi trying to open a window, but all of them were locked.
本宅ってなんだ？
Keiichi asked me from the top of the ladder.
フルデ家の本当の家だよ。
This is also where you go. I knew it. I mean, I did say this had to be Shion. I did say the ladder scene had to be Shion. I said it from the very get-go. Alright? From the very beginning of this chapter.
両親が亡くなって以来、ず
You
っと
mean
放
Mion?
置してあるそ
Oh,
うだ
it's
けど。
true. My bad. I said it was Shion who's pretending to be Mion, but is secretly Shion the whole time.
あ、そうか。リカちゃんのご両親って亡くなってるんだよな。
さとこも親はい
That
ない
was fucking
よ。
obvious. Relax. Well, I didn't see you saying it, Kashima. Okay, so pipe down, bucko. All right, and you didn't believe me when I first said the guess. So what's up with that?
お社様のたたりってことで、両親が崖から落っこちてね。お兄さんだったサトシ君もいなくなっちゃって。
サトシって前に聞いた名前だな。
He'd heard the name before. I felt anger growing inside of me. Don't you know whose desk you're using every day? You act as if it belongs to you, pig. You drop food on it while eating lunch. Oh no. Oh, not the holy desk of Satoshi. Oh, God forbid. You drool on it while taking a nap. Don't you know who it belongs to? Why am I acting this way? I'm Mion. Satoshi-kun doesn't even exist anymore. He was demoned away. It's hardly Keiichi's fault that he didn't know. It really isn't his fault.
さとこはリカちゃんと一緒にこの小屋で暮らしてるんだよ。互いに身寄りのない一人ぼっち同士、助け合ってね。
本宅って言ったか？そっちで暮らした方が楽だろうに。
初めはそうしてたみたい。でも両親を思い出すから辛いって言って。
She's just making shit up. After everyone in Satoko's family died, she started living with Rika. She doesn't know that. It only made sense. Satoko and Rika were best friends. They didn't care about the Hojo family or the Furude family. They had been best friends since before the damn conflict. The reason why the curse never fell upon Satoko. Rika Furude probably had a lot to do with it. That made more sense than anything else, at least. Satoko was pardoned from the curse of the Hojo family. Do you hear yourself, you dumb bitch, Shion? Literally all of them were friends of Satoshi. Then why didn't Satoshi get saved? Dumb fuck. All thanks to Rika Furude's arrangements. Satoko had never been a victim on the night of Watanagashi. According to the curse system I'd uncovered, the last survivor of the Hojo family still living in Hinazawa would be a perfect target for this year's curse. Therefore, whoever was responsible for the executing the curse must have tried to take her life. However, nothing happened to her, proving that Satoko had escaped from the curse. That was really and truly infuriating. She might have been the head of the Furude family, but I still couldn't accept that such a little girl had enough power to protect her best friend. Mion, no. Actually, Shion. Shion must have had the same power then. But like Rika protected Satoko, Shion should have protected Satoshi. Damn it, damn it!
リカちゃんもサトコも大変なんだな。
呪われてるんだよ。
Oh shit.
ミオン、お前今なんて言った？
呪われてるって言ったの。
ミオン、お前なんて顔してんだよ。
北条里子はね、お社様のたたりを一心に受けた呪われた子なの。
I can't accept that Satsuko was pardoned from the curse, although she was a member of the cursed Hojo family. It's because there was no curse, you stupid fuck, and she was one of the cursed Hojos. Like this whole time, I still headcanon that Satoshi's probably just fucking sipping some fucking juice on a goddamn beach lawn chair, just looking at the ocean, wondering what the fuck's happening in Hinamizawa. She was cursed, but she got away. She escaped the curse, but Satoshi-kun didn't. I can't accept that. In fact, Satoko should have been the one to be cursed the most. She cornered Satoshi-kun physically and emotionally. That was why things got weirder and weirder, and in the end, everything went crazy. When I think back on it, it was Satoko who I hated most of all. She cornered Satoshi-kun. Fucking bitch-ass motherfucker, and as a result, Satoshi-kun disappeared. She started it. She caused it. If only she hadn't been there. Just as Rika Furude and Satoko had lived happily, maybe there had been a happy future for me too. Maybe Satoshi-kun and I could have started our lives together in Okinawa. Oh my god, he didn't like you, dumb bitch. Yes, if I look at both the beginning and the end, it's so obvious. Satoko's existence caused everything. Satoshi-kun had to kill his aunt because of Satoko. The three families used that need to create the curse, and then they killed him. Police were convinced he just ran away, but he never do that. He was the type of person who always did his best at everything. You know why none of this, like, this is why fucking Shion's so fucking stupid. Because we read Satoshi's diary. He literally had, this is the reason why I think he actually did run away. He had notes there talking about how it felt unfair that he had to, like, do all this at certain times, and he was getting tired as fuck, you know? And he always had to shield for Satoko, you know? Like, he clearly liked his sister, but he was getting fucking burnt out of defending her. So, like, that's probably a good reason for him to just run the fuck away, you know? All by himself. I hope Satoshi is actually alive, reject Shion and dead. You know what happens? This is what actually happens. So Shion, this Shion that we know, that's pretending to be Mion right now, escapes and goes to the apartment pretending to be having PTSD, and the whole time she's actually looking for Satoshi. Or no, she's not looking for Satoshi. She's like blaming herself for everything that's happened. And then one day, fucking what's his name? Chat, who's her bodyguard? Who's her bodyguard? Kasai. Kasai comes in and says, Shion-san, we found him. And then Satoshi's like, yo! And then she's like, and then jumps off the fucking apartment. And Satoshi's like, okay, I was never here. And then Kasa's like, leave. You know? Like, Satoshi just been chilling in Tokyo, been fucking buying lots of figurines, was weebing out watching anime. And then she jumps off because she realized she did all that for nothing. And that Satoshi never actually gave a shit about her. He worked so hard for Satoko. And though he was living just for her, he was erased. Poor Satoshi-kun. He was so underappreciated. That girl knew no gratitude. She was cursed. If you got near her, you'd meet the same fate. You'd be cursed to die or disappear. That really was it. She was the main cause behind it all. She wormed her way into Rika Furude's good graces, and that was why the curse fell upon Satoshi-kun. She should have died first. Then Satoshi-kun would be still alive. If he was alive, I could have done something for him. I can't forgive her. I can't forgive Satoko. I can't forgive that girl. There can be no peace with her. There can be no peace. She was the perfect target for the curse of 1983. The curse of Oyashiro-sama. Rika Furude, the reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama. Rika was dead. The reincarnation of Oyashiro-sama had died. There was no more god in Hinamizawa to deliver the curse. I'm the one who has to deliver it now. I am Mion Sonozaki, the head of the Sonozaki family, one of the 3 families of Onigafuchi. Now that all the heads of the 3 families are gone, there is nobody to surpass me. I will deliver the curse of Oyashiro-sama, and nobody else. This dumb bitch, does she realize she's turned into exactly what she wanted to fucking take down? I'll deliver it. I am the curse. I have become Oyashiro-sama. I felt hot bubbles boiling over deep inside of me. I could tell the demon inside of me wanted to roar. I noticed Keiichi was looking down at me. Calm down, Mion. He can't tell what you're thinking. Calm down, calm down. At that point, I heard footsteps coming closer. I saw 4 or 5 adults accompanied by Rena running towards us with flashlights in their hands. One of them opened a lock on the cabin door and we all went inside. Of course, there was nobody there. Satoko and Rika lived alone. I doubted Satoko would have left a note saying she was going over to the Sonozaki house when Rika was already there. But it wouldn't be fun if she had. Because of that, I hurried into the room ahead of Rena to make sure there was nothing left behind. The rumor of Rika and Satoko's disappearance spread around the village quickly. More and more villagers gathered at the Furude shrine. Acting in the place of the head of Sonozaki family, I commanded them to search the village. The villagers nodded and scattered. How long had it been since the last time I was truly Mion? I felt so pleased that my body almost went numb. Lots of villagers went in and out of the shrine. They yelled at each other that she was nowhere to be found. Some suggested other places to look, and they all left. They made a lot of noise with their comings and goings. Members of the women's associations brought out huge pots and gas cookers from the storage and got ready to cook for the men. That was when I noticed Keiichi unsteadily walking toward a copse of dark pine trees. What was he thinking? How stupid of him to be alone on a night like this. If a person responsible for executing the curse was nearby, he wouldn't come back safely.
ミオンちゃん、お茶が池の方もぐるっと探したけど全然ダメだね。池の中も照らしたけど明るくなんないとわかんないよ。
うん、ありがとうございます。婦人部の皆さんがお味噌汁を作ってくれてますので、召し上がって休んでください。
ミオンちゃん、あの二人って自転車どこに止めてたんか知ってるかい？
さあ、多分境内の階段の下じゃないかな。まさかあの階段を担いで上がったりはしないでしょう。
ないんだよね。どこかに行っちゃったんだろうかね。
自転車で遊びに行ったならそうかもしれんな。街か。
だとすると
Did a crazy bitch kill Satoko? Satoko's already dead at this point.
そういえばリカちゃまがいなくなったってのは誰が最初に気づいたんだ？
Or she's not dead, but she's like imprisoned. She's not here.
ああ、ケイちゃんだけど、急に虫が知らせたんだとか。
前原屋敷の瀬がなんや怪しいな。
そういえば前原家は来てないのか、この一大事の時に。
前原家は懲戒未加入だから青年団の連絡網に入ってないんよ。
なあ、すったらんしょうがな。
俺入ったろ懲戒。あれさね、連絡も新年に作ったきりやんね。途中から越してきたから乗ってない。
前原のせがれさんの虫の知らせってのがどうもな。
第一発見者が一等怪しい言うやんね。 そのせがれはどこ行ったんかいね。
さっき松林の方にふらふら行くのを見たよ。誰か呼んでくる？
Like conveniently, I saw Keiichi and Rena walk back toward us.
ケイちゃんどこ行ってたんだよ。ケイちゃんまでいなくなったのかと心配したよ。
すまん。
It looked like nothing had happened to Keiichi. So if so, that's fine. That means I took care of all my enemies.
おやおやおや。
Aw, shit.
美味しい匂いが漂ってくると思ったら、これはぜひご評判に預かりたいですね。
I heard the loud, sticky voice of a middle-aged man. It was Oishi. He must be confused about this year's incident. The scale of the curse this time is nothing like the previous ones. Oishi's information network is about equal to or better than that of the elders or the town council. In other words, he could easily uncover a rumor that was circulating through the underside of the village. He must have came here to see if the disappearance of the Kimiyoshi and Rika had something to do with changing of the lock on the ritual storehouse's door. The police will come for me sooner or later. I am Mion Sonozaki. By removing all the heads of the three families, my enemies, I have become the head in their place. I can't allow Mion Sonozaki to continue existing. I'll have to destroy the evidence of the head of the Sonozaki family. When I destroy my own position, that is when my revenge will come to an end. More than likely, I'll have Oishi witness my final moments. My eyes and Oishi's met. Damn it, he thinks I'm suspicious already. You're right, Oishi. I did it. Mion Sonozaki, the head of the Sonozaki family, is the culprit. Hehehe. Okay. How many tips did we just get? 2? These 2? Alright, chat. Is it last chapter tomorrow? Is it actually? Is this last chapter? No? Well, y'all just fucking lying then. Well, I was about to say, damn, we could have finished it tomorrow, but we'll do one more chapter tomorrow, and then we have Wednesday to wrap it up, probably, before we hop over to China. I think if we actually could finish it up before we go to China, that would be perfect. But yes, sir, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for hanging out today. We got 2 more streams before we head to China. Oh my god, look at the little baby duck. Oh, it's not really a baby. It's like a little bit older, but oh, it's not a duckling, but it's still yellow. So, damn. Can you watch this? Some stupid basketball.
I can't drink tonight. I don't have enough money. Shut up, brokey! Homeless men.
All right. Well, I'll see y'all tomorrow. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out, as always. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Good night, everybody. I'll send y'all over. Oh, Alice Vid is out. Oh, we'll watch it tomorrow. We'll watch it tomorrow. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Send you guys over to Jenna. Good night. Good night. Oh, I apparently spelled his name wrong. What?